You are listening to your new Puppies podcast, starting you and your dog off on the right paw. Here's your host, Debbie Salento.
Hello and welcome to episode 34 of Your New Puppies podcast. I'm Debbie, and today we're going to talk about introducing your new puppy to your current dog. This is a question I get asked a lot because it's a really exciting time, but it can be stressful because you want to make sure that your current dog accepts the new puppy. Now, just like everything I talk about on this podcast, the specifics of what you do is going to depend on your current dog and the new puppy and what their temperaments are. But what I can tell you is the vast majority of times, the dogs will figure it out. They will figure out their relationship. That being said, there's still a few things that we can do to make sure that that transition goes smoothly. So you may have a dog that is completely laid back, happy-go-lucky, loves other dogs, and immediately accepts the puppy. And I see that happen often enough. What I see more often is that the current dog might act a little aloof, a little cold, won't accept the puppy right away, kind of ignores him or even backs him off. That's also okay. Like I said, they will figure it out. This is because, the puppy comes in, he's new to the environment, he doesn't know the rules of the house yet, and he just sees this other dog. And puppies love other dogs. They're going to be more obsessed with your current dog than they are with you. Be prepared for that also. Sometimes that hurts the ego just a little bit. And your current dog is like, hold on a minute. We need to figure out our relationship. I don't know who you are. You've just moved into my house. And that's completely normal and okay. Ollie has now been a part of our pack for over a year, but when he first came, it took Mariah a week to even interact or want to play with him. It took Lucy 3 weeks before she would even acknowledge his existence. But now, every morning, every single morning, Lucy sits by my father's back door waiting for her little brother to come out so they can run around the yard and play. So if that happens, if your dog doesn't seem to really be accepting the puppy, don't panic. How they act the first few weeks home might not necessarily be how they act forever. So we're going to call this the warm-up period. Whether it's an hour, because your dog is immediately like, woohoo, I have a little brother or little sister, I am so happy. Or they're like, whoa, what is this? I enjoyed being the only child and I did not approve. Either way, there are a lot of things that we can do to help during this warm-up period. Now, if there is true aggression towards the puppy, like your older dog attacks the puppy or bites the puppy and causes injury, then you need to call in a trainer. Okay, that is beyond the scope of this podcast. If there's a little snap or a little growl every once in a while, that's fine. That's just your current dog teaching your puppy manners. Okay, if you are unsure, when in doubt, call a trainer. Okay, so the number one thing that you do is you take them for walks. Whenever there is bonding involved, whether it's two dogs or a dog and a human, walks are going to be your most powerful tool. The tough part about this is that walking with a puppy isn't always easy. The super young puppies simply don't like walks, and even if they do, they're going to be very distracted, especially by the other dog that's walking with them. You want to try to give enough space, so you might need 2 people for this, where your current dog can do their thing, sniff the trees, walk in the grass, whatever it is, and the puppy can't be jumping on him and playing with him. He's going to try. He's definitely going to try, but you want to make sure that the older dog knows the puppy's there, but the puppy can't be pestering the older dog already. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to say do it in short bursts, whether it's 5 minutes at a time, but do it as often as you can. And this is something you can do the first day you bring them home and throughout this entire warm-up period and really for the rest of their lives. So when you're ready for them to interact off leash, the first thing you're going to do before you even let that happen is you're going to tire out the puppy. You don't want to send your puppy in there with a full tank of energy. That's really not fair to your current dog. It is not their job to tire out the puppy. Okay, once they're warmed up, once they're bonded, once they have a really great relationship, then yeah, he can help out with that puppy energy. But it is still your job and your responsibility to entertain, stimulate, and tire out the puppy. And then the best place to do it is an open space. So a big open room or maybe even outside. You're not going to let them just interact in a hallway where they really can't move around a whole lot. So this is the tough part where you have to balance allowing them to interact, allowing them to figure each other out, and giving your current dog some space. A good idea is to have something that's going to distract the puppy, like a favorite toy or something like that. That way, if you see that maybe your current dog is getting a little annoyed, distract the puppy, okay? And then watch how your current dog reacts. If he walks out of the room and takes that opportunity to just get out of wherever he is, then let him go. Don't force him to interact with the puppy. But if he stays there and maybe he comes over and tries to play too, then, allow them to continue to interact. But if you really see that the puppy's annoying your current dog, then maybe it's time to tether the puppy to you. Maybe it's time for the puppy to rest in the crate, or for you to go entertain the puppy in some way. Again, it is not your current dog's job to entertain the puppy. It is still yours. And that's really it. Lots of walks and let them interact. Start with short little bursts and then go longer and longer and, let your current dog kind of dictate how much they want to play with the puppy. And just let their relationship develop. Like I said before, this might take a day. This might take 3 weeks. That's okay. So the last thing I want to mention before we go is how you handle food and toys. So when we have multiple dogs in a household, we really want them to be okay with each other's food and toys and even maybe play together with the toys. But that doesn't always happen. So when you first bring the puppy home, I would say feed them separately because sometimes you don't even notice the stress that having another dog in the household during mealtime can cause. It might be something as simple as your current dog eats a little faster than he normally does because there's another dog around. I always recommend, no matter what, when you have 2 dogs in the household, to feed them separately to reduce that stress and competition. Plus, it's easier to monitor their individual eating. And then the toys you can play by ear. If you see your current dog not being happy with the puppy touching his toys, then just remove them. That might go away once they're bonded, once they've warmed up with each other, or it might not. And if it doesn't, then we just remove the toys when the dogs are together. Maybe the puppy gets the toys when he's in his crate or only when they're separate. My girls don't even have toys anymore. Mariah loves her toys. Lucy could care less, but if she lays down next to a toy, then she protects it. It's really weird, but because that happens, I just remove the toys. It's not fun, but it's the best way to handle it, especially if you see an issue during this warming up time. And that's it. That is all I have for you today. I will be talking with you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to your New Puppies podcast. Learn more about us at playtimepaws.com.
Hello, Debbie here. I just wanted to pop back in to let you know about my brand new 4-week puppy course. So if you're thinking about getting a puppy, or maybe you already have one, this is my new 4-week course where I go over all the stuff that you need to get through puppyhood. So it's a lot of stuff that I talk about on the podcast, but I go into greater detail. And throughout the course, you have direct access to me to answer all of your questions. And there's even an option for a one-on-one training video session with me throughout the course. So if you're interested, you can head over to playtimepause.com/puppy, and I hope to see you over there. Bye for now.